guys, you're given the freedom to work wherever you like to work. Work your own hours. You can, once you learn this, man, you can literally work just the first hour of the trading day, trade the easiest setups, the more easier setups, right? Nothing's easy, but there's easier setups, right? You trade the easier setups that your process gives you, like I did today, man. I banged out. Today was super slow. I banged it out. We'll get all into that stuff, right? We'll get all into that stuff. But this is the beauty of trading, guys. I've been glued to my screens for all these decades. Now it's like, fuck it, man. I'm going to go. I'm also going to try to stop cursing or reduce my cursing. Now I can, go wherever I want to go. It actually may help me because I'm not sitting around all day in the office forcing trades. That's where I lose most of my money. Boredom trading. In the morning, I make all my easy, quick money. I stick around, then boom. You give back a lot of unnecessary money. So, just want to show you guys. Let me see, where should we walk to, guys? Yeah, this is all Photoshop. All Photoshop. Let me try to get down there, man. I'll walk around the lake. That's kind of cool. Yeah, Eric, it's going to be hard, man. I'm going to try to stop cursing or reduce my cursing because it's been flagged on YouTube. YouTube kind of flagged me. I cursed way too much. They kind of flagged us. So this time I want to make these videos, be able to have these videos not be taken down by YouTube. So let me try to figure out how to get down there, and then we'll start. Is Alex here? Alex, you around? Everybody see Alex? Hey, Stan. Yeah, a couple of housekeeping stuff. So we a lot of people, we never really wanted to do a sell when we started, but we realized, man, we were wrong about that, guys. People like having sales. Why not give, discounts? Everyone else is giving discounts. And the last thing I want is for someone to join another service who's a furu because it's cheaper. There's like a fine line between pricing too cheap and pricing too expensive. We are a premium brand. I don't want pump and dump guys. I don't want guys that join because they want to get rich quick. I want serious traders that want to learn. Oh, how did I get down here? I just kind of moved in here. I really don't know. Okay, I see it now. But so there's a fine line between pricing it too cheap and pricing too expensive. And so during these sales, it may give an opportunity for a guy that may not want to sign up because they think it's too expensive. Because I see them sign up with all these furu sites, and I'm like, dude, just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's like. So a lot of guys can't afford it, but when you think about it, what's an extra $20-$30, right? You try it once. So, anyways, but I don't want to get too long. But we're doing a sale right now. Hey, Tosh, Alex, you there? Can you type in your phone number, Tosh? So Tosh set up this. So we set up a text line that anybody can text Tosh with any questions about trading, any questions about MIC, any questions about dating, life, whatever you want to talk to Tosh about. Ask Tosh, right? Text Tosh, TT. Not titty, TT. Text Tosh. So give him your number, Tosh. So we're doing a President's Day sale. We want to give that URL too. It's on my Twitter. It's on Alex's Twitter. It's on our Instagram. So you know where to find it. So I don't want to talk too much about that. If for the new guys that, oh wow, I finally made it down the lake. So for the new guys, okay, look at this lake rule. No use of illegal drugs. Really? Damn, that sign's gonna make us stop smoking, right? But anyways, hey Alex, you around? Yeah, Alex is super busy, man. I got sick the other day. I took some medicine, couldn't wake up, but then I got late, and I stick around. But But once again, we're having a sale. You can find out more information. And all these guys are talking about why, we promised to never do a sell. But you know what, man? We changed. I learned. I admit I was wrong on the sales aspect, because people like a discount, and the last thing I want to do is not be able to make something affordable enough for someone to join, and then they end up losing all their money because they join a inferior service just because it's cheaper. So that's the thing. You get what you pay for, but at the same time, if you can't afford it, it's really difficult. I mean, I'm not arrogant to think that, hey man, we're never gonna do whatever, right? So I was wrong about that. I never thought we were gonna like make a watch list. But then Alex started doing that, and it helped a lot of members. So our watch list is not just a means for you to copy trades, although some people are doing that and making money off it. It's more of an educational thing. So, you make your own watch list every day. You compare it to Alex and see if you come up with the same lines. Alex's lines is not right all the time either. So you compare, and you it's a guide, right? And you learn. So as a new trader, you look at Alex's watch list and you try to reverse engineer and see how he came upon what he came upon, right? How is he able to pick out these stocks? How is he able to pick out these lines? How is he able to do the plans? And so it's a great learning tool, guys. I use it myself every day to compare notes with Alex. We used to talk about this between Alex and I. So all the watch lists that Alex is doing, right? Alex and I used to be doing this on a private level. So we actually stopped talking to each other pre-market about these trades, because he's doing it in the watch list. So it's like, I think sometimes, man, I think we are too honest. To be honest, I don't talk to Alex about his trades, because we don't want to be like synced. Because like the last thing you want to do is, copy each other's stuff and stuff. So, but we know the lines are. We know what stocks to trade. So we trade the same type of stocks, and we trade the same kind of lines. But our execution is very different. It's not like we coordinate anything like that. So at the end, I don't even know what Alex is trading, but I know his watch list, and I know that he is going to trade whatever is on his watch list. And pretty much his watch list is my watch list. We know where the lines are, but then there's nuances of, should we go in a little bit early? Should we go in a little late? Should we take our profits off? So everyone has a different way of doing it, guys. And so once again, the watch list is there for you to learn. It's a guidance. And for the new guys that have not seen the watch list, this watch list, if you follow it, you would pretty much make money and pay for your own membership. The watch list itself will pay for its own membership. The problem is this, guys. We can give you the best strategies in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to follow and wait and have patience and be okay with missing the trade, that's the problem. We get in too early, and what's going to happen is this. Even Alex and I screw up like this. We get oh man, we have our watch list, let's say at $3.50, right? And then the stock tanks at $2.70, and now we have FOMO. So now we're in, and we're like, oh, please bounce. So the moment it bounces, we're in, because we don't want to miss the trade. And so $3.50 was supposed to be the line. It's $2.70 now, so I'm all entering in at $3. Next, it rips through $3, goes to $3.50, and we're like, dude, if we had just waited. So, which leads to this topic that we're talking about. Okay. The topic that we want to talk about today is scalping, how to increase your win rate. Scalping, how to increase your win rate. Scalping is not the best way to trade. It's not the worst way to trade. It's just one way to trade. Scalping has a really bad name. I don't know why it has a bad name, because you have a lot of arrogant guys thinking that, hey man, I'm a $1 billion fund. I'm going to copy what the $1 billion fund guys are doing. They're swinging these big positions, but they have $1 billion. How much is in your bank? So the reason I like to do scalping is because it's a high win rate. You make quick money, and that's it. You may not become rich overnight, but the point is not for you to become rich overnight. It's for you to become rich over time through consistency. And so a higher win rate is a consistent method if you have proper process and if you have proper risk management. I've made multi-million. I probably made well over $10 million scalping. I mean, it doesn't take much. You saw me today. I mean, I made within like first hour 2,000. I mean, and this is trading small, man. This is like a tiny account. It's probably like $35,000 in that account. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to mimic what you guys are doing. You know, sure, I could bring up and start swinging big size and everything, but that's not the point. My whole point is to educate. At the same time, I love trading, so I'm still trading for myself. I'm still making good money, you know. So, but the point is to I'm teaching. So the fun for me is trying to do something that I could teach to the masses, which no one ever did before. Before I was like, oh, you're a big trader. I only want to be part of a big team that does all these big things. But then you're leaving out 99% of the population that are not big traders. And so that's why I want to talk about scalping, how to increase your win rate. Okay? So first thing you need to learn is the technical analysis. Okay? The technical analysis is what I call lines. They are a family of resistance lines, support lines, and a secret pivot line. So not many people talk about pivot lines because not many people even know about pivot lines in small caps. So we were the first to talk about that because that's what I used for the past 2 decades. And it's kind of like a secret invisible line that you basically, it does not show up. It's not an indicator that shows up automatically. Not many people even know what a pivot line is, but we here at MIC teach you how to put that on your chart for free. So just by joining, you've already got a secret edge weapon, a secret indicator. I hate to use that word indicator, but all these lines is an indicator. It's one indicator, like VWAP, right? This is a pivot line. So it's an indicator that shows you, you know, where it's basically, you know, you can Google what a pivot line is, but you know, it's a formula, it's a mathematical formula that floor traders did for large caps back in the day. And it's basically, it's a hidden kind of thing that algos are using. I don't want to get too much into it because this is not a conversation about pivot lines. But the point is, how do you increase your win rate, right? You increase your win rate by learning technical analysis. Because now it's not random anymore. It's not random where you enter, where you exit the stock. When you're starting trading, these guys are pure. There's many forms of scalping, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. Mine is not a true scalping. Mine is more of a technical analysis, line to line. My scalps could be $1. It could be 10 cents. Who knows what it is? I take the profit as my lines tell me to take the process. I call it line to line. Anything between a line is noise. And so when people say scalping, it's not really true scalping. True scalping would be this. True scalping would be, okay, I'm basically buying off the offer. The moment it starts to go up, okay, I'm good. The moment it starts to downtick, I get out. So basically, there's really no process except looking at the level 2. So the pure scalping is actually tick trading. I call it tick trading because you're looking at each time it ticks up on level 2. You know, and that is not true, in my opinion, the scalp. So we have these arguments all the time, like, oh, scalping better. I'm like, dude, there's no better strategy. I mean, I don't make billions of dollars, but I guarantee you I make a lot more than most of these other guys. And I don't care if they call me a scalper, a pike, or whatever it is. So, oops, it's too bright over here. Let me go back here. So, how do you increase your win rate? It's not random, guys. You increase your win rate by having a process. Okay? MIC was one of the first services out there that teaches the process. Now everyone's talking about the process. Before, everyone was just randomly trading stuff, right? Pumping and dumping. So now they're talking about the process. I see a lot of people. So a process for us is, if you're a short seller, you stop by the zombie hour, you kind of wait because things bounce during the zombie hour. And we see other chat rooms now taking naps, stopping at 10:30. There are guys on microphones, you know. So there's all variants of it, but that's pretty much why they do it. You don't do it because you're fucking tired. And so I hate these terms that they come up with. You know, we call them zombie for a reason, because all of a sudden they wake up. Zombies are supposed to be dead. All these stocks are supposed to be dead, and all of a sudden something happens around that magical time, and that's because in the morning you have so much volume, and the market makers and the algos cannot manipulate it as easily if there's so much volume. But then the volume dies down after the first hour. Most of the trades happen within the first hour, and then it slows down. The moment it starts to slow down, you can start to manipulate. And that's what happens. They start to move, and they start to manipulate. They see the order flow. They do that. So it slows down, and so that's what happens. Then things start to bounce. Things start to tank, whatever it may be. You know, it's not because you're fucking tired, you want to take a nap. It's not because, you know, and so I see other rooms. I'm not picking on one room in particular, but I'm just saying, like, these names, like, they don't fucking mean shit. It's like, fuck it. It's like, it's not because you're fucking tired, you stop trading. It's because you're gonna get fucking manipulated. You're gonna get messed up. It's not in your favor to short sell during that time. But people go, oh, MIC, you guys only short. You don't understand. Knowing where the shorts are going to happen makes you a better long bias trader. If you know by 10:30 all the shorts are covering because of the zombie, things may bounce. You go long. It's the inverse. All a short is the inverse of a long, right? So to know how to trade alongside, you just take what we talk about on the short and we say, hey, this is the resistance. What does the resistance mean? Sell. Okay, what is a sell? A sell is a sell. Is a sell a short? Who knows? Who cares what it is, okay? At that particular point in time, we call it an area of interest. And so we don't want to talk about this too much. There's all of these videos. So the first step you do is learn technical analysis. To increase your win rate, you learn technical analysis. Because now, instead of entering early, you know the optimal areas to enter. Okay, we call those the lines, and the lines are the areas of interest. And so people used to randomly enter because they're looking at level 2. I see a lot of these beginning Furu services. They fucking only look at level 2. They don't understand that level 2 is a devil's tool to manipulate. I could put in any order I want. It'll show up on the level 2. It will have 100,000 size, and you think it's real, but it's not real. Or I could put in 100 shares. And you think it's very thin, but 100 shares, I'm hiding behind 1 million shares. You know, there's all these things that you do not know. So level 2 is a devil's tool. It can be easily manipulated. So don't look at the level 2. To increase your win rate, you look at the chart. Okay? You see where the charts are. You wait for the area of interest, and that's technical analysis, okay? And this is the secret of technical analysis. There's a bunch of lines. Where can you draw the lines? There's a notion that we came up with called inner line, middle line, and outer line. So to increase your win rate, you don't want to be too early, right? You don't have FOMO. So you don't want to get in on the very first line. You want those stock to go to what we call the outer line, because the outer line is the exhaustion area. And so one thing about that though, there is a balance between entering too early and never filling. If you are always on the outer line, you may never fill. But there's a bunch of outer lines, right? So what I like to do is this, guys. So there's a harmonious balance between filling too early and never filling at all. So that's what we scale. We scale. So I like to use myself 2 lines. So people go, oh, you're adding to a loser. No, I'm not. I am now mitigating my risk by the fact that I'm too high and never filling, or too low and filling too quickly. And so that's why I nibble. My first entry is a nibble. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you allot yourself 2,000 shares. How many? So now you do the math. You predefine your risks. You know where your lines are and where you can place your order, right? So you can do 1,000, 1,000, or you can do 500 shares. The first line is 500 shares. The second one is 1,000 shares. You know, things like that. So you scale up. So now you have 2 entries, 2 bullets, I call it, that can help you nail that stock. And so instead of having 1 bullet, either you're right or you're wrong, you're taking the average. So scaling has changed a lot of traders' win rates. Because now, instead of missing it, they're in it. Instead of all in too early, they're only in a partial, and then they're able to add on the correct line. So if you just stick to the outer lines, you may never fill. But so you can get 1 line down, which is kind of like the middle outer line. You see what I'm saying? Where it's more realistic of an area versus a true fantasy order, right? So we have a concept of a fantasy order. I place fantasy orders in and I'm hoping it hits. But I'm placing these fantasy orders around the lines, around the areas of interest. So getting back on how to increase your win rate. Okay, so we talked about technical analysis. So I can't spend hours talking about this. We have videos with the MIC. There's YouTube videos. Text Tosh. You know, you have any more questions, you text Tosh. So you understand, you learn technical analysis. Part of technical analysis is also historical charts. Like today, I nailed Hoth, H-O-T-H. I top typed that thing at $7.17. I shorted at $17.17. How? I went back to my historical chart. I pulled up the 3 and 6 month history. I figured out where the tops are, and that's my outer line. How did I know how to do the outer line? I did not know. I didn't know where it would be. So I started at the high, middle to outer, and I scaled. I started with 500 shares, guys. 500, 1,000, 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So the first one was a little early because, it was probably like at 677. Then I had 687, 697. Just a little bit by a little bit, because I don't know where it is, but I know it's around 7. I had a target. I wanted a $7 average target. You see what I'm saying? So I have some below 7, some above 7, and it should average out. And all this time, I know I pre-define my risk. I know where my stops are. I know if they went up 50 cents, I would lose X dollars, so I'm okay with that. So to increase your win rate, in my opinion, you do not use one bullet. You can scale out. Okay? By scaling out, what happens is this though. You actually make less. You actually make less. Because you are now entering a little bit early, but at the same time, you're giving yourself insurance. So it's kind of like an insurance policy. You can drive a car, pay no insurance, and save that $1,500 in insurance a year. Or you can have insurance that just in case something happens. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more of a conservative side. I was like, hey, man, I'm going to pay that little insurance by scaling. And what Alex said, all this is taught in MIC. So scaling, people never understood scaling, so they understood scaling. But at the same time, scaling works, and we call that recycling shares. That's a term that I created a long time ago. It's basically this. It's a combination of scalping and swing trading. Okay, we won't get into that, but you want more of that? This is a super advanced, but it's actually not that hard. So when people say, hey man, scalping, they do not understand the way we scalp. I do not scalp in terms of a pure scalp. I combine all the strategies from swing trading. Then I recycle. I hold a piece of it as it goes down. I'm covering, I'm adding more back and forth. So with swing trading, you only basically wait for your trigger to hit. It's all or nothing. But if it never hits, you're not going to make that money. But I'm taking money along the way, all the way. I may make less. That's fine. But I have a super high win rate. The problem with the high win rate is this. If you are not good at risk management, you could potentially blow up. It's true. But it's the same thing with any stock. So people say, there's a high chance where you blow up. Because, you know what, man? You're taking scalps too early. Because now if you're wrong, it doesn't make, like, if you're right one, like the way that some people trade, like risk reward style, they're like, I can afford to lose 4 times because that 5th time I win is going to wipe away all the losses. That's good and fine if your bankroll is big enough. But if you have a small bankroll, how do you grow it? And so scalping has enabled me to grow my bankroll when I started to the point where I can now mix in these other strategies, such as swing trading, recycling shares, risk reward, whatever you want. So in my opinion, guys, this is just my opinion, because I can only speak on how I got there. Scalping is the best way to grow a small account, but you have to have a proper process. You have to have proper risk management. That's the key, guys. So how do you do risk management? A simplified ways we always talk about, you want to plan your trade and trade your plan. So before I enter the stock, I already know my lines. I use technical analysis. I figure out where my entries could possibly be, where my exits. So this is where people get screwed up, guys. People plan their entries, but they never plan their exits. And the exits include 2 things. It includes both hard stops where you would exit if you lose. Okay, you always have to have a stop in place. Okay, and I recommend a hard stop, meaning a physical stop that you put into the system. Because if you don't have a stop in place, when that time comes to take a loss, you are going to freeze. I guarantee you. Even I freeze. I've been trading for like 20 years. You know, you panic, you don't know what to do, because you know, and you don't want to take a loss, and then you add. Instead of doing the right thing by taking a loss, you add. Your first instinct is to add. You know what I'm saying? Because you're like, how could I be wrong? So you add. So this is why you need to set a stop. So an exit includes two things: a stop, where you can get out for a loss, and also this, guys. This is what people don't teach you. You need to set where you're gonna sell for a gain. People go, oh, I'm gonna let it ride. And what happens? They turn a winner into a loser very easily. And that's how people blow up. A lot of these blow ups, half of it is because they lost straight away and they keep adding. And the other half is like they used to be up. Now they're down and they can't believe that they're down. So they keep adding. Because they're like, dude, I was up, I was right. But they're so mad they didn't take the gains. So you need to take the gains along the way. And the best time to plan all your trades and all your lines and all your exits and all of your entries is when you're not in the trade. It's when you're most clear-headed. So that's why I wake up an hour and a half before the market opens. Actually, 2 hours. Okay, so how to increase your win rate, guys. Wake up early, plan your trades. Everything is planning. But the key here, which people don't teach you, is the concept of an outer line. Okay, and we take the meat of the move. So I'll give you an example. There's another thing I like to do. If I want to make 10 cents on the stock, I better make sure that the stock is giving me at least double that range. Okay, so if I want to make 10 cent scalp, I need to have that stock range at least 20 cents so that I can take the meat of the move. Otherwise, you have to trade perfectly, right? You have to get the top and the bottom to make 10 cents if the range is only 10 cents. So I like to have a ranging stock that's well above so that I can cry. A good trading day for me is a day that I cry about profits left on the table. It means I made money. If you're crying about money left on the table, you're making money. You know, a lot of people, they want to squeeze every penny out of this. You can't do that. That's completely fine. That's just not the way I trade. I like to hit it, quit it, and nail and bail. You know, make the meat of the move, let someone else suck on the bone. I like to eat the fucking juicy part of the meat. And who wants to suck on the bone can suck on the bone. You know, I leave it to the dogs. So that's how I trade. I play very safe. I make my money very consistently, no stress, just eating the meat of the move. So that's how you increase your win rate. You have to be selective of what you're trading. If the range is very small, how can you scalp? A lot of these guys are trying to scalp for a penny, 2 pennies. It's like, it's not worth it, guys. For my opinion, it's like at least 10 cents on a $2.50 stock. Sometimes 7 cents, you know, that's cool. But, you know, that's within range. So you do a percentage of math. But the key here is, you know, you have to have, in my opinion, double of the range that you're trying to scalp. So what I do is I take some off at 10 cents and I wait for the rest on the 20 cent move, which is the target, you know. And so where I do bad, everybody has a chance to change. I leave too much money on the table. And so sometimes, like, there's so much meat left on the bone and I don't eat the meat because I'm thinking that's the bone, but it's actually the meat. So I'm always working to improve myself. I'm not a perfect trader. But the key here is if we err on the side of caution, and if my problem is taking money too early, that's a good fucking problem to have. Versus having a problem of not cutting your losses fast enough. Make sense? I want to be in a position where I'm always crying every day about money left on the table. It means I'm making money, guys. And don't worry about these guys that are claiming, oh, I held this thing all the way down. Let them hold it. The worst thing you do is start comparing yourself to other people. You know, you do what's best for you, guys. Don't let anybody tell you how you should trade. If it does not work, then look for solutions. But my style is not just one style. It's a cumulative style that I learned across the years from so many people, so many beginners, so many experts. Alex, Taj, I learned a lot of stuff from members. I'm not arrogant to think that my way is the best or anything. What we like to do is we like to find, it's like MMA, guys, mixed up martial arts, right? It's like the Bruce Lee method. You know, people go, oh, what's the best mixed martial arts? What's the best martial arts? Is it boxing, kung fu, grappling? No, it's a combination of everything. So I like to equate the way I trade to mixed martial arts. It's not just one style. I'm not just a scalper. I'm not just a swing guy. I'm a combination of what works at that time. each stock that I trade becomes my opponent, just like MMA, just like UFC. And so I have to mix it up. It depends on the stock. So an example like REXN today, I'll give you an example, REXN. I'm like, wow, this stock was at $3 and almost $3.70 the day before, whatever it was. And it gapped down like to $3.10. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, no volume. Then I did the math. I'm like, oh, they're trying to trigger SSR. Okay, we talk about that too. So I knew that they're trying to trigger SSR. So what I did was I only put 500 shares, 1,000 shares in the beginning on a very low price. Because I knew. So once again, I'm using the analogy of mixed martial arts. So that's my opponent right now. My opponent is like a grappler. He's laying on the ground, pretending he's like hurt. But he's wanting you to go roll on the mat with him so that he can submit you. You don't want to be like that. Versus a stock like HOTH, who's a striker. He's like out of the block trying to punch, but then he burnt out, right? From $7.20 burnt up to like $5. So you have to understand your opponent. You're using, so the same analogy, man. You're using different styles to combat each trade. Some trades are quick and dirty, nail and bail. Some other trades are hold a small position. You know, there's a bunch of different types of stops that you can do. There's a hard stop. There's a trailing stop. There's an OCO, conditional order stop. We have all those videos within MIC, guys. So getting back to the topic at hand, I'm trying to be like keeping it to topic, but how to increase your win rate. Learn technical analysis. Okay, learn where to enter, where to exit. Don't be too early. Don't have FOMO. I'd rather miss. Like today, I woke up, there's like nothing. I'm sitting there, nothing to trade because everything's down. And all of a sudden, everything roared back, right? And I woke up, and I nailed that bell. That's what it is. Increase your win rate by taking money off the table, guys. Take some. Because what happens is this. A lot of guys like to hold for glory. Let's say they're in 2,000 shares of a stock. And they're just holding it for their target, which is fine. If it doesn't reach as their target, then okay, then they have a stop in place. And so, but I like to do the combination. I like to take, let's say, half off. I'm holding half. And so by taking half off, I'm locking in my cushion, my money in my pocket. And so I'll give you an example. If you took a 10 and 20 cent gain off the table, you are now cushioned for 20 cents. Means that the rest of your position, you can hold it 20 cents longer because you've already have that money cushion versus all or nothing. So I like to play that little insurance game where I cushion myself. I put it in my money in my pocket so that it basically cushions and affords me to hold the rest of my position longer. So try that, guys. Try that. So it's kind of like misleading to call every type of scalping the same. Is not, guys. It's how you do it. We call that recycling trades. Let me stop you for comments. I said a lot. And any comments or questions right now, guys? Let's go. Let me bring Alex on here. DTSS today with very tiny size. And let's see. Hey, brother.
What's up, man?
Hey, you. What happened? You quarantine yourself because of the coronavirus?
I don't know, man. I've been on a win streak since I've been keeping my beard, so I said, fuck it, I'll keep it until I lose.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh man, the last time I had the win streak. Oh, you have to put your earbuds in.
Oh
It
yeah,
has an
yeah.
echo. You have feedback from the computer.
You hear me now?
All right, much better, man. Yeah,
Awesome.
I went on 3-month win streak back in the day. I did not change my pajama pants, and it was so crusty, it had a hole in it. So I hope. I mean, fuck. Can you imagine you had a 3-month win streak, Alex? You're gonna be a Grizzly Adams, man. Nobody's gonna come close to you.
I know, bro. If I start walking in New York City, bro, people are gonna start throwing change at me like I'm homeless.
Seriously. So tell us what you did. You scalped today on these.
Yeah, man. So today I actually just traded DTSS and REXN. So let me show you my trades on it. So in the morning today on DTSS, I basically shorted the pre-market highs. I basically shorted once the pre-market highs rejected. I tried getting more at 4, but I couldn't get it, so I shorted some at 370. I covered those at
So
like
you shorted
330.
on the way down. So you
Yep.
so you waited for the top to form, and then you shorted on the
Yep.
way down.
Yep, and then I covered it, and then I was looking to reshort on this pop, but as I saw it popping back up, I covered for a small loss, like maybe a 2-cent loss, just on half my position, just in case. It fell down, covered, reshorted, and then I was basically out. So this is one of the trades that I actually recorded live. So for people that don't know, I'm actually working on creating a live trading library of my trades. So this is kind of one of them, and this was very simple. This is a 2,000 share trade that I made $1,000 on, well, $900 on. So that
What's
was
the
a
price of
quick
the stock? What's the price of that stock?
370.
So you only spent like less than $8,000 in.
Less than $8,000, and this trade was from 9:30 in the morning, and it ended at 10:03, so about 30 minutes on this one. And then
And the thing is, you didn't make 1,000 in one clip. It was a bunch of scalps that led up to that, right?
yep, exactly. This trade right here, this first entry was just 500 shares, so I made $300 on 500 shares at first.
Shit.
And then as it started going down, I just started adding to my winner. So that was one trade. The other trade that I personally missed was AIM. This was a push towards 150 resistance, which we mentioned in the watch list. So let me pull up the watch list real quick.
Yeah, I missed AIM too, dude. I'll tell you why
AIM,
after. Go ahead.
I mentioned morning pop 150, 160 to short in the morning. It went to 155, so I was kind of too slow on this one, so I missed it. And the last one that I made money on was,
that was right off the watch list.
yep, and this was
And
REX, and this was kind of just
so
another
if
simple one.
you just got into 2,000 shares at what that 150, that's $3,000. You could have made how much?
Let's see. So if you just scalped it for fucking 10 cents, man, you would have made 10 or even 20 cents, bro. You would have made 200 to 400 bucks.
So $200 pays for the membership.
Yeah. Wait, someone's at my house. Give me a second. Let me see if it's a troll.
Dude, your beard is scaring everybody away, so don't worry.
Give me 1 sec. Let me see who the fuck this is. Oh shit. I guess I ordered something. Let me see.
What'd you get, man?
I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
Is she pretty?
How you doing? I have no fucking clue. Yeah, I think actually it is wireless. It's Bluetooth. Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, yeah. Yeah. Have a good day.
What'd you get, brother?
I got a... I'll show you. Give me a second.
I'm like, what'd you order? Is she pretty?
I got a surround sound system.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so there's a Bluetooth Wi-Fi surround system from Best Buy with free 1-day shipping.
Sweet.
Yep. All right, so back to work. What are we talking about?
Hey, Christian James joined yesterday. Why'd you join, Christian? We'll get you on maybe in a little bit. So after Alex finishes, I don't remember your name.
Oh, yeah, so let me talk about my last trade, which is REXN. So REXN in the morning on the watch list, what we were looking for was a push towards 365, 380, or $4 to short. This was a low-hanging fruit that gapped down. So in the morning, it pushed to 360. So I was off by 5 cents. And then what I did is I waited for it to top out, and then I shorted the lower high, and I made, what is this, 10 o'clock to 10:05. So I made about 170 bucks in 5 minutes just waiting for this to top out and shorting it. And again, I cut off my trading at zombie time, which is 10:30, and then the stock bounced.
Awesome.
So that was it, man. That was a slow day, but still $1,000 day.
No stress. No stress.
No stress, bro.
I mean, dude, now you can go to work. So we always talk about this, guys. People always think that the goal is to become a full-time trader. No, man. Being a full-time trader, in my opinion, sucks, guys. It's horrible. I have no friends. I had to start MIC to meet Alex, you know. I have the rest of the day, and I don't know what to do with it. So being a full-time trader is actually worse, man. We start losing money back because we're bored, you know. So supplementing your income, guys, is the best. You will never hear this from other chat rooms. Other chat rooms are always trying to tell you, hey, man, become a full-time trader. That's the goal. You can quit your 9-to-5. Don't quit your 9-to-5.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb and quit your 9-to-5.
Yeah.
Supplement your income. Imagine if you just make an extra $200 a day.
Yep, it's true,
You know,
man. It's true.
that's life-changing. Life-changing. And I'm guaranteeing everybody Everybody is capable of doing that. If you have the discipline, you can make $100 to $200 a day, guys. It's all up to you. It's not that hard to make $100 to $200 a day, you know, and it adds up. If you keep things in perspective, and the reality is, imagine if you got an extra $100, $200 a day. That's life changing. You can now walk into the store, buy what potato chips you want, buy a piece of steak you want, buy a lobster sandwich you want, and that's all you need. Most people, that is life changing, guys. You don't need $1 million to change your life. You just need an extra
the
income.
longer you trade, the more time you trade, the more chances you have of losing money. So for me, I cut myself off every single day at 10:30 because based on my own statistics, I lose money after 10:30. So if I still had my buying power turned on, I would find shit to trade. My brain would just create trades out of thin air, and I would end up slowly bleeding out my morning profits. But because I cut it off in the morning, I am locking in that money, and I'm spending the rest of the day answering questions, helping members, just keeping busy so that I don't go back to the casino and lose my money that, you know, I made so easily in the morning.
Oops.
That's a nice view, bro.
Oh, not bad, man. I love this. So once again, man, it's like, this is what trading afforded me. It's not buying nice cars. Not sure I can buy nice cars and stupid stuff like that. It's being able to work where I want to work, guys. It's being able to just do what I want to do. Work the first hour and
it's not even 9 a.m. next to you, bro. People are just getting to their day job, and you just finished yours, you know?
Yeah.
Now
so
you have the freedom to do whatever you want all day.
So my day job is MIC. I didn't quit my day job. So, yeah, let me ask any questions, guys. Oh, did I move? No, I just got another place down south.
Yep.
It's about time that I started to do something out of my comfort zone. So that's the thing, guys. Another thing is, do things out of your comfort zone. You know, it's like instead of going to the club this weekend, instead of going to the movies, why not just use that money, join MIC, and just check it out? You never know. What the worst it could do is you learn something new, you know, and it may change your life, guys. And that's what we do in the cell. So you want to do the quick talk about sales, and then I'm going to bring in some viewers.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned earlier, it's like we started off not doing the sales, but then people reached out to us and they said, I can't really afford it. You know, I just need to save some money up. So this is kind of our way of just listening to the people and just kind of giving them what they want. So if people want to complain about paying less, that's not a problem. Do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, this is for the people that are kind of on the fence that need just that little push to sign up. And yeah, so if you have any questions about the sale, Tasha's number is 213-458-5997. You could just text him and he'll give you all the details. And if you have any questions about just trading at all, he'll help you out too. So that's it.
All right, thanks, Alex. Hey, who wants to come on? I'm gonna bring one person in to do IT live.
See ya.
Ask any questions. Thanks, Alex. What minimum account do you need for your trading account? It all depends on you. My first thing is this, guys. Don't even worry about your trading account. The first thing you need to worry about is trying to learn how to trade. It's like, why are you worried about trying to make money right away? You don't know what you're doing. And that's how people lose their money, guys. So I always tell people this. First, learn. Learn paper trades, simulation trades. Become a little bit comfortable, a little bit consistent first before you start throwing out big money. And so when you start trading for live, so my recommendation is maybe paper trade for 2 weeks or to a month. And I start using small size, like 100 shares. Because what 100 shares is going to do is going to mimic a real trade. And you have the emotions. Even though you're down like $50, it's still $50, right? You don't know what the emotional status is. So you learn that. And you don't increase size until you're more comfortable. So people are asking me, what do I need to trade? The answer is zero, guys. Education first. And then during that time, you can save your money to grow your trading account. Because when you start learning anything new, because Alex used a good example, like doctors take 12 years, lawyers take 8 years in college, you know. So how can you expect a day trader to learn this thing in overnight? So anybody that tells you how easy trading is, so I have a hashtag on Twitter that I created called Trading is Easy. It's supposed to be sarcasm, right? Sarcastically saying that trading is easy when it's really not. Trading is simple though, guys. It's very simple if you stick to the main things that we teach in the process. I do the same thing every day. I show people how to do it. And the thing is, you know, I've been doing so long that I trust my process. I refine my process to the point where You know what? It works most of the time. Of course, it doesn't work all the time. That's where risk management comes in. And so no one's perfect. And so I love to show my losses. And I tell people why. You see that all the time. So, okay, let me bring someone on. I don't want to keep you guys too long. What happened to my leg? I kicked too much butt and my fucking foot hurts. Who wants to get on, guys? Let me see. Oh, Norway. Cedric. Let me try Cedric. I want to meet a guy from all the way across the country. I'm trying to contact you, Cedric. This might be cool. All the way from Norway. Wow. Maybe it's too late there. Let me see. Yeah, we have people from all over the world. We have a bunch. We did a United Kingdom meetup in London.
Hey, Bo.
Europe. Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, man. I'm Cedric from Norway.
Hey, what time is it over there?
It's almost 6 in the evening.
So you finished your trading? What did you trade today, man?
Yeah, I finished trading. I traded kind of a death candle on, I think it was DTSS.
How'd you do?
So, yeah. So I won there, so it was nice.
So tell people what your history, who you are, where you're from, and all that good stuff, and then we'll get into that trade.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Cedric. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Norway.
21. How lucky.
Yeah, man. My little brother, you may have seen him. His name is Mice. He's actually 19, and he made me join. So we trade together on the same office.
Awesome.
So that's pretty sick. Yeah. So I joined in September, and then I just put the work in. I watched all the videos like 2 or 3 times, and that really helped. So yeah.
So tell everybody on your thought process on DTSS, because this was pretty much a kind of a scalp.
Yeah,
you know?
It was original. It was a scalp, but I reattacked afterwards. So, but I'll go through it.
Exactly.
So so we started to push out of the open, and then we just stuffed massively, and then we broke the support that it has built. So that was like a coupling factor for the death candle. And then I've talked a lot to Tosh, and he loves this, you know. Just 2 seconds. I read some comments. And yeah, the most probable trade on that is just short the bounce and then cover on the wash, you know.
It's you know what? It sounds so simple, but
yeah, it is really simple, man. But it's kind of harder to execute, you know.
Yeah, because of the human emotion, right? You have FOMO, you have greed, you have all this stuff, and you're like, I want to get in. And so
exactly,
So Cedric did exactly what we always teach. So we always say wait for the top to form and then shorten the bounce.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you keep doing that, dude, the profit starts to slowly add up. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's great, man. And
awesome.
yeah, I actually reattacked it after we got the leg down after the death candle because it was a solid slam. So I thought I could get some more out of it. So that was kind of the main trade. But yeah, it's really simple, guys. You can't like overcomplicate things, you know, because what most traders do when they are struggling is trying to find the answers in the markets, and the answer is you can't find it. You know, you gotta just accept the risk and put yourself in a position to make money.
Correct. So Cedric has a pretty good process now, right? So tell us your process. So your routine. You wake up with tell us the whole thing, because people, you know, I think it's very important, because I keep telling people your routine starts before you even sit down on the computer. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, of course. It's very true. Like, so as I live in Europe, the market opens in the afternoon. So I just wake up and go to the gym with my brother. And then we get back home until like 50 minutes before the Cobra locates opens. And then we just sit there, get
So you're
locates.
the one that takes all the locates.
Yeah, man. I take all the freebies, bro. Yeah, man. I'm stalking that shit, man. I gotta get in Q1, you know.
So you wake up, you do your research, so that you locate.
Yeah, and then we meditate. We do something called transcendental meditation. So because we heard that was really good for trading.
Oh, I like that.
So,
I like that idea.
Yeah, so we meditate around 8 market time for like half an hour, and then we come back, and then we have a group call with the tab group we're in. We have 4 tabs, or we are 5 tabs that work together, who trades the same strategies.
So for the guys that don't know what tab is, it's a trading accountability buddy system that we created within MIC. And I think that's been helping a lot of members. You know, you right?
Yeah, man, that was so game changing. I don't want to think about where I would have been without them, man. We work, especially when you have the same strategy. It's like 10 eyes or 4 eyes instead of 2, you know, and it's so helpful, man. I
So
can't,
give a shout out
yeah.
to your tabs. Who are your tabs?
Yeah, my tabs are mice, and it's Cody Cat and Brandon, you know, the fundamentals guy.
Oh, you have a good guy there.
Yeah, and then Adam.
Awesome, all good guys. That's amazing,
Yeah,
man.
Man, they're great, and we're the same age, and we're all like so motivated we work so hard for this. So yeah, it's a really, really great tab group, man.
So you guys have gone to the consistency part now, right? I mean, now it's all up to you to keep the discipline and risk management.
Yeah, man, exactly. It's very hard because like yesterday something happened with my stop, so I took a much larger loss than expected. So it was a bit hard coming in today, like fresh-minded, but it's very important to just take it day by day, trade by trade. Don't bring yesterday's shit into today, you know, because the market doesn't give a shit whether you lost it yesterday or had a bad day or anything. You got to be objective, you know.
And that's where the tab group helps in, because like now you when you lose, you're always scared the next day. You're always scared, right? Doubt yourself.
Yeah.
So having a great group of tabs, and that's where you guys use the watch list to compare.
No, not really. But we've talked a lot with Tosh, so we trade a process that's more similar to his life, you know, with outlines and the depth counts.
Okay.
But of course we watch the watch list video every day.
There's so many strategies, right, guys? It's like you pick one that works for you, and you try to become the master of that one, and then you can expand. That's what it is.
We always watch the watch list videos because we're never done learning, you know. But we don't necessarily execute on those lines because we'll wait for something that fits our process better, you know. But
that's exactly right.
That's exactly. But it's
right.
good to learn, man.
Yep. So if you can give like 1 or 2 advice to a beginning trader, and that'll be, you know, then we'll end this video. But what would you say? Like you tell yourself, like right now you're 21, man. You're so blessed to learn this so early.
Yeah, man, I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful. Like, yeah. But the number one thing is fucking join MIC, guys. It's the best decision ever. Like, you got so many videos, all the mods helping you. Look at Dow just bringing members on, being real, and everyone is helping you with calls, etc. And then it's just up to you to fucking put in the work. You know, when you're given this amazing opportunity, you just gotta put in the work. Like, just watch videos every day and just put in the work, and it's all gonna pay off. You know.
That was awesome,
so that's,
man.
Yeah, man.
So you envision yourself doing this for a long time? This could be a good career, right?
Yeah, man. I found what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, man. Already, I love it, man. I love every second of it. It's the best. Yeah, and the hard work is fun now.
Exactly. How long do you think that it took you to learn? Like, what the timeline? You know.
Yeah, I was very, very lucky because, as I said, I traded with my brother, and he's been trading for like over a year. So he helped me a lot in the beginning. So I used like 2 or 3 months to become profitable, but that was 2 or 3 months with working 10 hours a day. So it's not easy, but it's definitely possible if you put the work in and you're willing to learn.
That's awesome. So my last comment to you, my last advice, guys, you're an amazing trader. You're very young. And I like the fact that you're humble and you're hungry. So be careful with being too arrogant, because what's going to happen is this. I don't want you to get to the point where one trade will wipe out like a year of work. And that's why having a great group of tab is going to slap you in the back of the head like, what are you doing? Wake up, right? And so, keep the good habits. Are you using hard stops?
I'm using hard stops. Of course, every time I praise the hard stops.
So right there, that is already the best good habit that I never had when I grew up. When I was starting trading, no one talked about hard stops. And so I turn around like, oh my God, I'm dead. but the hard stop,
that's why I'm so lucky, because I joined MIC from day one, so I got no bad habits. I learned all the good habits from day one. So I learned all the things you need to do, and I just do them. Like, I have no like bad habits from earlier trading, if that makes sense. So it's really, it's the best decision you can make. And 179, or I don't know how much it is per month now, but that's a joke, really. It's so cheap. So yeah, you just gotta do it now.
Hey, thanks, Cedric, man. I'll see you in the
Thanks
room.
for having me, Bao. Yeah, have a nice
Appreciate
day,
it.
bro.
Say hi to your brother
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, I will, man. Okay, see ya.
All the guys in the group. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, guys. Well, we had a bunch of questions like, or do we have international members? We have a ton of international members. UK, Norway. He's from Norway. So this is so awesome, man. Meeting people around the world, helping people. And you heard it. You know, he's an exceptionally bright guy that started to become profitable within 2 or 3 months. He had it with the help of a tab group, and so that's you know that is the key that made myself and Alex successful. You know, like we were tabs. I was a tab with someone prior to Alex, and so we always had someone to help us, you know, learn and to just grow and feed off one another, right? And so there you go, guys. You have it. Yeah, I mean, it was yeah. So join, and then we'll see. I mean, I don't want to keep pressing you. I'm not here to sell, guys. I'm just trying to here to motivate you guys, to tell you that it is possible. Trading is very, very difficult. Anybody that's telling you otherwise is a scammer. It's very difficult, but it's not impossible. It's only difficult because there's so much you have to learn in terms of technical as well as emotional and mental. That's why we have all these programs in place. You've saved so much money already by learning these strategies, which you do not have to come up with yourself. Like he's talking about the death candle from Tosh, and that's what they're working on. They're consistent with that, right? And so there's so many strategies that you can learn. The key is to find a strategy that fits your personality. Become very good at it. Build your bankroll. Risk management is always the key. Then you can expand. It's always leveling up slowly, and you heard it right there, man. That guy just started trading like within a year, 2-3 months, became consistently profitable. I mean, it's awesome, guys. So I'll see you guys online, and I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Thanks, guys.